Hello everyone, Janet Rangi. Welcome to this video today. Thank you so much for subscribing. For those who've been following me for a long time, thank you. Thank you so much. And for the new ones, consider subscribing. You have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. So today I'm going to explain to you hidden secrets in America, how I got 2 degrees, master's degrees for free. And this is brand new. I've never talked about this, but it can't get any better than this. Okay. I'm going to tell you how it happened for me. I want you to take notes and I'll make it a point to see how this will apply to you because obviously not everyone is going to do the kind of education. Okay. I went to school for. So I want you to probably have a book. As usual, I always say when you come to watch Janet, you want a book, okay, a pen and paper, or you can type. Okay, and I see your comments. I love you so much. Continue subscribing. So today's topic, honestly, is for everyone. If you are preparing to come to America, or if you're in America here and you wonder why people are usually ahead, I'll tell you this because this is not just for me. I've been around people who did exactly the same thing I did, and I know this is true. This is not guesswork. So I'm just going to, first of all, help you through the process from the beginning to end, and you fill in the blanks and decide how it will work for you. Okay. So, number one, I'm going to talk about decisions. Number two, I'll talk about the planning. And then I'll talk about the action. Okay. When it comes to decisions, of course, I can't just tell anyone, okay, you can do this, you can do this. I'll use the examples that I went through myself. You might be in a different profession, but I want you, okay, to make these decisions before you go into the free money. In my opinion, okay, there are just these places, that give people free money. And you have to know where are these places. So the decision has to be there. So you are not going to just wake up one day and you feel like you've always dreamt to be a teacher, and now you just go and do it. And you say, well, let's hope along the way I will get free money. So you have to study this very carefully, do your research, and see which courses are more likely, okay, to give you money back, are more likely to get loan repayment programs. So that is what I did. Obviously, for me, I was in the medical profession, I was in the nursing profession. This is nothing to say that you have to do nursing. As I continue with this video, you will see how I managed to pay, and you will place yourself somewhere. For me, I didn't have to make that decision because I was already a nurse. Okay. So that was helpful, very helpful. So I had a bachelor's degree in nursing. Okay, so when I went for my master's, obviously it went, and by the way, there are many people who do masters in nursing and they cannot talk the way I'm talking. So it's not obvious knowledge. That's why I vlog, so I can tell you to think beyond the box. For me personally, okay, so this is how it started. Let me talk about me and you see how it happened. So I finished my bachelor's degree. I was working as a registered nurse at the bedside. Then it was time for me to move on. Then I moved out of state. I came to Texas. I used to be in California. But before I came, I made applications to schools in California. I'm not, you know the schools I went to. Okay. So by the time I moved, when I got admission, I had to make a very, very difficult decision to go back. Now, when I went back, they told me, you know what? You are going to pay your loans out of, like someone who is out of state. So I was going to pay like 3, 4 times more than people who are locals in California. So that was very, very painful. And I think the locals were paying only 16,000 for tuition, I think. Of course, room and board, it's more. But for me, I was going to pay like, I think, fees on maybe 48,000 or 50,000. I was like, wow. So I said no. So I walked into the financial office. Point number one, write it down. Me, I'm one of those people that likes knocking the door. I don't know where I get that from, but that is what happened. So I said, no, this is not fair. I've lived in California all these years. I've always paid my taxes in California. Just because I moved and haven't even worked in Texas, why would I pay like out of state? And everything had been sealed. I have admission, but they classified me as an out of state. So I went to the finance office. I talked to the financial office. I said, look, This is how the deal they gave me. I don't feel like it's fair. I feel like I've always worked in California and I want this changed. He said, okay, this is the department, so I can't do anything, but this is where you need to write a letter. So they have boards of regents. So I decided, no, let me write a letter. So I went and drafted a letter. Actually, I drafted an old-fashioned letter. I'll be honest. I didn't even go on the email. I told them, the same facts that the financial officer had advised me. Look, I've always worked in California. I've paid my taxes here. Yes, I moved, but I still have my driver's license. I haven't been in Texas even more than 6 months. So obviously, I am still what? A resident of California. I signed and I did exactly what the financial officer told me. I mailed it. I think I mailed it in San Francisco. So I forgot about it, but always I feel painful. So anyway, one day I was going home. It's cold. Class is very hard. Then I went to my mailbox. The mailbox was on the way to the my apartment. So I opened the letter. They said, "Congratulations, Janet. We have now made you a resident of California, effectively." So after a week or so, I go to the account. All the money had been returned. So I started paying as a California resident, which was fair, in my opinion. So I was like, oh, this man must know something I don't. I went back. I said, hey, thank you so much. Oh, it worked. I said, yes, thank you so much for the advice. And by the way, do you have free money? Do you have free money? I'm struggling. I don't have a job. I moved back here and all that. He said, okay, make this. Then he gave me papers to apply. That semester, he gave me something small. Guess the second semester, the second year, he gave me tuition free. I went back. I said, remember, I made the application. So these universities have a lot of money. And sometimes if you don't ask, I remember what the Bible says, ask and it shall be given. So that is part number one. But remember, I was living in an expensive state. Some fees were still there. I wasn't working, tuition, rent. So obviously, I was still taking loans. Okay, so I still graduated with loans. But for tuition, they just pay the tuition part. Okay, but room, board, books, blah, 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 I still had to take loans. Okay, of course, I'm swiping my card, I'm paying my bills, everything. So I came out still with a loan. Okay, now, but Janet, you said free money, free money. Yes, you wait. When I'm going in school, I'm doing my part. I'm doing my research. I learned something called underserved populations. I Google, who are these underserved populations? And then I put in the time. I realized if I serve the homeless, okay, if I serve a minority groups, I even started learning Spanish. You understand? If I go to Native Americans, okay, there were some jobs there. So I was thinking like that. I'm like, this loan, I'm not going to pay myself. I've read that, if you finish the course like me, I had done family nurse practitioner. If you don't know, family nurse practitioner is like general medicine. Okay, so I had to learn about pediatrics, children, the old, everything from beginning of life to end of life. That is what family means. Okay, I did not specialize. So when I was doing my research, they say those people get loan repayment programs. So in my mind, I said those are the people I'm going to work with. Guess what? After graduation, it didn't work like that. I got a different population. I will not say who I work with. Okay, I will not say who I work with, but the same people that I worked with. So I found a deal with an employer who said, hey, we are short. And then I promised to go back to school for a master's in what? In psychiatry, because the need was in mental health. You understand? They're like, hey, okay. Then they sent me back to school again. This time they paid for the second master's. You see? So they helped me clean this one and then they pay the other one. So how did I do it? During school, I applied for, I would call it a scholarship, I guess. I applied for that. They paid for that. I came out with a loan, but went for my second master's. But because I was working with underserved populations, my employer did what? We had a loan repayment deal. They say, work for us these 5 years, us will pay everything. Okay, so tell me, where did I pay? Okay, so I didn't pay anything. Now, Janet, it's just you. I have friends. No, sorry. They are not friends. I used to have their acquaintances, but I knew them very well. Pharmacists. So I know the life of pharmacists. If you choose a nice employer, And these people I'm talking about, 6 figures after graduation. Yeah. Okay, you see, and then you are sitting there, you are wondering. Janet just tells you the secrets. When you see these people in medical, don't just think, oh, those courses are so hard. You are cutting corners. You are cutting corners. Sometimes go for the heavy hitters. Now, RNs also, I've seen people paying fees for RNs. So that is how it happened for me. Okay, because that is the title. I promise I will tell you how it happened to me. Generally speaking, it was I took loans. Yes. They paid some of my fee when I was going to school. Yes. I came out with student debt. Yes. But the employer, I went through loan repayment program by helping the underserved population. Okay. After putting in the 5 years, that was clear. I gave them my time. They gave me back my money. We went to draw free education. Are you seeing how people get ahead and you are still, I'm not, keep trying, but I'm just telling you some of the things you can do to improve. Now, put other professions there, underserved populations. They can have therapists, they can have psychologists, they can have social workers, they can have radiologists. So it doesn't matter. Me, I just use my example, but just remember there are some professions, even sometimes teachers, sometimes policemen. What Janet is trying to say, the decision you make, don't make decisions. Well, most of us, we say you do what you enjoy. If you do something you don't enjoy, you might not succeed. But sometimes I don't know that works. Okay, so if you're that person who just wants to succeed, by all means, do your research, choose your course wisely. Who is more likely to pay for you a student loan? Even if you are going to take loans, how will you have loan repayment? So make sure you ask, like I asked. Had I not asked, I would have paid out of state tuition. Number one, that was the best thing I ever did, was to go and request the state of California to reinstate my status as an in-resident, so my fee reduced. Then I went to knock the door and asked the financial officer, do you have anything for me? I am struggling. I can't do this. I talked. The second year, I didn't even struggle. He just put it in my account. You understand? Now, I came out, my profession, I chose wisely, underserved population, my loan got paid. And you can put other professions. So what am I saying? Before you make a decision, go do your research, choose your profession wisely. Now let me come to you practical things. How is everyone else doing that is not telling you? What are these things? Because I'm just telling you the secrets. Me, I deliver. This is what I will do. And this is what I believe. Okay? This is my personal belief. I don't see why you'll go to school as an RN and pay fees. You had me right. You had me right. How, Janet? This is what you do. You see these courses that say nurse aid, nurse assistant, where you go and train for 6 months or whatever time. I don't know how long they take. Then you find a job in a hospital. Don't find a job in a nursing home. Don't find a job in a group home. Find a job in a hospital. This is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. Okay? Visit the HR department. After you've worked for them 6 months as a nurse aide, I'm planning to go to school for registered nursing. Can you pay fees? I'll work for you 3 years. Ask and the door shall be open. Oh, okay? We have those programs. You'll be surprised. Another thing is when they're employing you during the interview, do you have any questions? You say, okay, yeah, we've talked about salaries. Do you have any other benefits like paying for fees or loan reimbursement? You'll be surprised. Most hospitals are willing to take you to school as a nurse. How? How do you get in there? By starting as a nurse aide, by starting as a lab technician, by starting as a pharmacy technician, by starting as a janitor, cleaning the toilets, wherever you do, any job you do. So long as you are a full-time employee, go to the HR, ask, why are you going to school paying fees for nursing? Why? It's like me telling PhD student, why will you go to school for PhD and pay? Do you know how many people can sacrifice to go to school for PhD? It takes time and immense resources from your family, from your friends, from your children. And the universities know that. And society knows that. So it means you're not doing your research well. So this will be my recommendation. You find a nice job in a good hospital and ask questions. Did you see? Do you see free education? And I always deliver. And I'm not guessing. Now, let's say you are not working in a hospital. You work in any company. And if you're in business, go to the human resource. Or if they hire you, when they're asking, do you have any questions? They are trained to keep talent. So you cannot have that mindset of, I can't say I will lose the job. No. Say, thank you so much for this opportunity. Now that you said I can ask questions, I'm just curious. Can I get some help with going back to school? Then you will see what they will tell you. Some even say it. Some even give that, but people don't read the fine print. Many employers say they will reimburse. Most of these companies that you even know, even if it's a grocery store, if it's a restaurant, if it's a transportation company, okay, you'll be surprised. If you work in the airport, you might want to become a pilot and they will pay. If you work maybe for a transportation company, you might want to be a truck driver. They will pay for you fees. Some of the companies are very specific. That's why I use the hospital. They'll pay because they know you'll come and work for them. Okay, but if some companies are like, well, you run away, but some don't even care. So long as they can keep you there for those 5 years when you work and they help you go to school, they are willing to do that. So even if you use that education somewhere else, they are okay with it. So those are some of the secrets people don't talk about. And me, I just see them. Honestly, every hospital I worked in, they used to have that incentive of paying. I mean, every hospital I've worked in, they always had that incentive. But people never ask. People never ask. Let me tell you, me, that's besides the point. Me, I asked human resource once. I said, you know what? I was earning more when I came from New Jersey. Now I'm in California. I think it should be even more. You promised me this during the interview, and this is what you're giving. And she went back. Then she told me, Janet signed here. She increased my salary. She didn't even argue. So had I kept quiet, I saved myself, I think, $6 or $8 per hour. She added that. And then when I went on night shift, of course, that shift differential, they always have shift differential. So the money that I accumulated was significant. So most of us is because we fear or something, or we don't know. It's lack of information. So that is one way you can get fees. Okay. If let's say you are a permanent resident, if you didn't know, joining the military is one of the things. People in the military, they don't pay for loans. Okay. They are taken to school for free. Now, some of you, when you are making decisions, you don't decide like that. But from the beginning, when you are making that decision, you have to look at the benefits. They're not like you are not using anyone. They're using that as an incentive to recruit. Free education, free this. So you have to be, and that one, they don't choose professions. You can go in there, you'll be maybe in transportation, you'll be maybe in the clinics, you might be even in a hospitality, maybe you're nutritionist. So they will not choose, but you just have to read, what they're offering. You understand? So from the beginning, when you make a decision, you see what is coming after graduation. Job prospects and also loan repayment programs. But most of the loan repayment programs will come from employers. Even after you graduate and you have these massive loans, don't just think of, I'm going to pay over 30 years slowly. Okay? No, ask the employers. They will help you pay off the loan. If you ask, and you ask before you enter. The mistake some people, they enter the workforce and then maybe they learn their friend is getting a benefit and then they go maybe complaining. No, you did not strike a deal. You did not strike a deal. It's sealed already. They've done their math. They've budgeted for you for the next 5 years. And so you have a choice to either quit and come in afresh. And if you quit, someone else might take at a cheaper option. But the power lies on your entering. Okay. But some professions like medical, you don't even have to be having that deal when you enter. You can still just go and offer. You offer them something. I'm here to learn about more benefits. I didn't pay attention when you first hired me. I'm just curious. Do you have money to take people to school? The human resource will be more than happy to discuss with you. If they don't, they don't. Then make phone calls to the next hospital. Make phone calls to the next hospital and see, have an appointment with them. You say, hey, I'm working with these people here, but I'm just here to see if you guys assist people going back to school. And in this day and age, I believe that if you want now, which most of you know, you want nursing, okay, plus the green card. So you want to ask, you start with that CNA. Don't go to. By the way, okay, you can work anywhere. Me, I'm just saying go to places where you have opportunities so you can come and serve. Because if you go become a registered nurse, you can still come back to the nursing home and assist. You can still come to the group homes and assist. But how? Okay, it just gives you a step ahead. Because if you don't take care of finances when it comes, loans take a very, very big chunk of your income. Okay, that is money that could be going towards a house. That is money that could be going towards a car. Okay, that is how it happens. And so I want you to pay attention. Apart from just taking loans, of course, that is financial aid. You have to apply scholarships, which for me, I'm lazy. Me, I've never applied for a scholarship. I find like it's too much work. Even when I applied for my master's, they gave me a form and I signed. I didn't have to write essays. Okay, so I'm lucky that way. Because if you tell me to start writing pages and pages, and then I don't look for small money, but it adds up. You get a 1,000 here, 2,000 here, it helps. Me, no, I ask for more. Okay. And even for more is because I chose the profession maybe wisely. And they gave me forms to sign. I didn't have to write essays and essays. But you want to try maybe scholarships. But the best thing is to negotiate with human resource. If you don't get in school, as you go to school, start negotiating with potential employers. This has happened to people that I know, by the way, all of them. I'm not going to mention names, but just know people that are in my personal life here in America, all of them. Not guesswork. In fact, let me just tell you, if you want to know, it's real. So just because they say, Janet, you did this video applied to the people that were once in my circle, all of them. And I'm telling you the truth. Okay. There are some who are, by the way, if you're choosy and you don't want to work here, you're like me, I don't work to that hospital, is old fashioned. Then that is your choice. Someone else will go there and they will work there and they'll earn money. Okay. Maybe you want to stay in a big city and you are not willing to go and work in a desert. Then that is up to you. Let someone else who is willing to go to the desert, go hustle, give their service at least for 5 years, leave it for young people, come back to the city. When they come back to the city, they'll come back richer than you. Okay, because then they are saving money, because they are going to work in underserved areas, put in their time, but someone in that will give them good benefits. But it's a choice. Okay, am I making sense? Okay, anyone else here with comments? This is real, guys. And since most of you want to join nursing because of green cards and all that, I think this is an opportunity for you to think through. Okay, don't think this is just a video. This is real. It has happened to me, and it has happened to everyone that I know in my previous circle. Right now, me, I'm just the way you see me here. Okay, I don't have people in my life out here, but in my previous life, I can tell you there's evidence. I can show you this one. Yes, it was paid. That one, yes, it was paid. Even the one who was going to the meat company, they were refunding. And you're busy looking for loans. You're wondering, these people, no. They think outside the box. They're not operating like everyone else. Okay, they're not operating. You just have to work a little bit harder, though. It means reading more books. No shortcuts. And then, so this is what happened. Any questions? Let me pick the phone as right questions. I'm in a video. Sorry, I thought it was a phone, but it was a video. So, okay. Any questions? Dennis is watching. Harriet is watching. Christine is watching. Thank you so much for coming, Kelvin, Violet, and Benha. How are you? And Marsha and Margaret. and Anne and Agnes. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your saying good things, details, information, everything. Information is power. Okay, Rachel is glad to be tuned in. Monica, okay, you are a woman of wonders. Thank you. Caroline, nice, Caroline. Happy to meet you live. Very nice. Emmanuel, how are you? Thank you so much. Margaret, Moses, Monica, and Alvin. How nice. Sifiwe, how are you? Peace. Osman, and Josephine, and Lydia, and Dennis, and Maslin, and Justin, and Kelvin, and Brenda, and Esther, Monica again, Chipo. You have any questions? There are too many questions, but Janet always has. Phyllis, how are you? Veronica, did I forget anyone? If I forget you, of course, I love you, okay? So do these things. Now, when you're coming to America, you have this knowledge, okay? You are going to be ahead of the game. And for those who are already in America, take advantage of this. And this video is for everyone. It's not just for those who are coming. Of course, those who are interested in coming to the United States follow me a lot. But there are those who are even here in America that benefit. You know, one day I had someone who called me and she said, Janet, don't just be saying this is for people who are coming to America. I learned a lot from your video, how to build credit. This was an American who called me and said, I learned a lot from your information on how to build credit. I didn't know those things. I was very impressed. So I feel like this video is for many people who are here. They're just sleeping on gold and they don't know what other people are doing. Okay, so that's why they are getting ahead, and you always wonder. Okay, and you think it's miracles. Remember that video I told you I watched on another forum where a young girl was saying, my husband is an engineer and my husband doesn't want me to, my husband keeps on telling me to go to school. He will support me, but my husband has good credit and he can take care of me. I'm just proud of my husband. But people like showing off with good cars. And when you first come here, I think I don't know where she came from. I feel I used to compete and I felt like it was unnecessary to compete. You know, people go competing and then they are broke. They are struggling with these cars. I'm like, again, you're judging, but people are judging you because you don't know if they are struggling. You see, you cannot say someone, these people are driving cars, but they are broke. How do you know they are broke? You could be right. You could be right, but from this explanation, can you see the difference? Two people can go to the same university. This one makes a wise decision. So you think they are struggling. Your money is going on the loan. Theirs is half of it is going to the car. So why are you saying they are struggling? They are not. They are not. Okay, obviously they are not. Or that money they are doing something else. So never judge people. Just leave people to enjoy their lives. Make your own decisions. Okay, and I can't wait to see you in America. I can't wait to see you. Merci beaucoup. Muchas gracias. Asanteni sana zikomo. I will see you in the next video, okay? All right, keep subscribe. My goal is to leave you better than you found me, okay? My goal is to leave you better than you found me, as always. And if you are new on this page, please consider subscribing. We love you so much, okay? All right. Someone says my website is very informative. If you need any help with applications, okay, visiting visa, student visa, change of status, if you need any assistance with the paperwork, with the submission, okay, and you can't afford a lawyer, of course, Janet Rangi 67@gmail.com. Janet is here to breach. Okay, you can't afford a lawyer, you can't do it on your own, janetrangi.com. Janet Rangi 67@gmail.com. We assist, we don't fire. There's a difference. Okay, Janet Rangi 67@gmail.com. Okay, as I said, you come here, your intent will tell you what the law says first. Okay, me, I don't teach the law, but I will tell you where to find the information. Okay, all right. So I look forward to seeing you. Keep watching videos. Never do anything without having enough research behind you, and you will succeed. I'll see you in the next video. Let me go make that phone call. Okay, see you guys. I love you so much. Bye bye.